Adaptive Devices for Feeding, Cutting, and Writing by Carolyn Block and Vicki York.
Adaptions for feeding. Feeding is the process of getting the food from the table into one's mouth. Here we have pictured a scoop spoon, which is used to help the individual to get the food on the spoon and keep it there. The curved utensils with the guard is used for people who have poor lip closure to help get the food in the mouth and increase their awareness of the lip closure. The weighted utensils we commonly see used for people who have tremors to help decrease those so they're able to get the food into the mouth without dropping off the spoon. And a nork that we found online is used to help individuals cut their food without having to use a fork and knife combination if they only have the use of one arm, or for energy conservation and work simplification to just use the one utensil.
Online we found at milestonemom.com is a blog about different skills that you can use for cutting. Learning to use scissors properly will help be able to hold the tools necessary for handwriting. The 3 fingers of the hand controlling the scissors are the same ones that you need to mature to make the dynamic tripod grasp for writing. The act of opening and closing the scissors helped with the development of hand arches, and also opens the web space of the thumb area, which is where the pencil will be sitting, and also the movement of the hand arches to close it around the pencil, which you could start out with the scissors. When children can cut across a straight line and cut complex shapes, they can manipulate the paper with their helping hand, and they can also open and shut the scissors with their dominant hand, which transfers over to writing, because your helper hand that's helping move the paper when cutting is also going to help hold the paper that you're writing on, and then the dominant hand that you're using to manipulate the scissors and cut with the scissors is going to be holding your pencil. So it's nice to develop these cutting skills first and then moving on to the writing. And if your child can cut with great accuracy, the handwriting transition will be a lot better.
Some adaptions for cutting. We found a few pictures online. A mounted loop scissor. This adds increased stability for individuals with weak hands, poor grasp, or difficulty with the cutting motion. We also have a push-down tabletop scissor, which you see pictured with the little girl on the right-hand corner. She's using that, and that increases her stability with the writing, and she's also using her non-dominant helping hand to help push the paper into the scissors. There's also a mounted tabletop push-down scissors, and that also increases the stability. The loop scissors on the right upper hand corner also has a mechanism where it opens for them, so they don't have to use that in their fingers.
Development of handwriting skills. You need vision, strength and stability of the shoulders, trunk, wrist, and fingers. You need well-developed hand arches, a dynamic tripod grasp, and motor planning to be able to have handwriting. If a child doesn't have strength in their shoulders or their trunk, wrist, and fingers, they could become very fatigued. And these pictures on this particular slide, the kids have been given a slant board, which lines them up for good positioning and have postural awareness and proper alignment for writing. The one on the top is a board that looks like it's attached to a wheelchair, and then the one at the bottom is just a portable one that could be sat on a child's desk or the workspace that you're working with them. Without good posture, slumping and fidgeting could occur, and the child won't pay attention because they don't have the awareness of what they're doing, and so good posture control is very good and important for this. Also, the handwriting skills are the most common treatment intervention in the school-based practice for OT, so a lot of the information that Vicki and I have supplied for you today are things that you could use in your practice if you're school-based. We'll move on to the writing adaptions.
Some writing adaptions that we have included on this slide include the pencil grippers, weighted pencils, and a 3-jaw chuck. With the pencil grippers, they're used to help position the fingers in the dynamic tripod grasp, and the weighted utensils are used to help decrease tremors or the shaking of the hand. Sometimes hand weights will be used to achieve this, but it's not the most preferred. The most preferred would be the weighted pencil, since it's not on the child itself. The 3-jaw chuck is also used as more of a primary position before getting into the dynamic tripod grasp. It's a step to help them get there.
In handwriting, lack of handwriting skills leads to other problems such as frustration, which could lead to behavior problems, not finishing their schoolwork, which could lead to failure of grades, or just plain dislike for school and a child not wanting to go to school. The triangular-shaped crayons, if you have someone that needs grasp right away to be able to achieve and accomplish a task, they are good to be used. Otherwise, if you want to encourage the person that eventually could get a tripod grasp, it's not recommended. The vibrating pen on the bottom right hand can facilitate tone and give awareness of where the pen and just awareness of waking up to have something in your hand. The pen again, Ego Soft Grip, is used for decreased grasp to be used. The Wand-Chick Writer gives individuals with weak hands and fingers and wrist dexterity the support to control needed to write. And then we'll be moving on to handwriting aids.
Some of the handwriting aids we've chosen to show to you today are some tracing paper, which is used to help form the letters and to help the child to know when to start and end the letter. The raised line paper that we have is just a good awareness of where the line should be and how to write correctly and where the letters go. It just helps the child to be aware of what they're writing and how big it is.
Handwriting and reading are skills that are related. Children that can't form the letters correctly, can't sequence correctly, may have difficulty learning to read. The alternatives to handwriting, if a child doesn't have legible handwriting, or they get really fatigued, or if a person just has lack of upper body extremity usage, you could use, there's a variety of different headgear to use. This particular person on the upper left doesn't have function of her upper extremity, but she's using a headgear to type. On the bottom right is the page turner and keyboard aid. This one is a hand wrist cuff, so it's kind of like a universal cuff to be able to push the buttons. And here's listed our references, and hope you've learned about feeding, cutting, and handwriting and how they go hand in hand in development. Thanks, and have a great day.